Oh, really?
7.
In India, gas stoves
Wall-to-wall
are the main
carpeting.
thing. Hey guys, it's the Loud Guys. Today we are going to react to 17 house details in the US that puzzle foreigners. And the thing is, like, we have seen a lot of similar videos where, like, house details or things in US that confuses foreigners, and that were very entertaining to watch. And that was a very enlightening thing to know, like, what are those things in the US that you guys are not comfortable when visitors do those things, and so we have to also learn about it. And these are house details, specific house details. Like in India, if we consider house details, then what do you think are those house details that will puzzle foreigners?
Puzzle foreigners, I can say the religious things that of Indians
You
that
need to have a temple or something at your home, kind of, no?
yes, in your home, but in the in the entrance only they used to make swastik or
Yeah.
something like that, or the the feet of goddess, so that Lakshmi, that is wealth, can enter your house. So if any foreigner will come and see it, that what is this design and what is this footprint over here, so they can puzzle them, right?
Yeah, and also other house details could be different types of plates. Like we have normal plates, or even in South India, you can see like they eat in that rice made paper, banana leaf, and rice made paper, and those are very like fond of, because there most of the people still eat with their hands. And many people in the comments in one of the previous videos were like, you people still eat with hands, and that is so old school. I don't think so, because that is a part of it, and like the thing is hands are well cleaned, and the thing is those things that we eat like roti and chapati and all those things can only be eaten with your hands only. They cannot be like broken with a spoon and fork and spoon, and that is not how we eat. So it is very.
And once you also try eating with hands, you will realize that the taste changes instantly. You will eat rice with spoon and you eat it with your hands, and there is some kind of relaxation you can say to some people, not to everyone. There are a lot of people who only prefer spoon while eating such things, but not everyone. So there are even things in India that can confuse you all, but yes, now we are going to see the things that of US that will puzzle foreigners. So we have seen some weird things that they do or they keep in their house or surroundings that kind of are weird, but these are the things that are going to puzzle, so it means they're going to confuse us kind of. So let's see what are those things.
And also another thing that I remember is, like, if you visit Punjab, India, then you will also see, if you go by train, and if you are going aside, like going by Punjabi villages, then you will see that their water tankers are very different. Like in India, most of the houses water tankers are like black and white and a normal square shaped one that you find everywhere in the world. But in Punjab, it is in the shape of football or some other shapes.
Okay, you're talking about the tankers. I was thinking that that water thing, which are in fields. And that looks so beautiful. The crystal clear water is coming out of a big pipe and filling a small pot over there, and there are huge farms of anything, of wheat and anything, and that looks so beautiful, so photogenic, I can say. That is so beautiful.
Yeah, so you can find also many house details in India that puzzle foreigners, and also I think so we will relate to all of these also. So let's watch the video.
The land of the free and the home of the brave. And apparently, huge freezing cold houses with weird sockets. Wait, what's so strange about American homes? Well, anytime I invite my non-American friends over to my house, they're happy to point out how bizarre it is. For example, 1. Big houses. First of all, not all Americans have huge houses. Plenty of people rent small apartments.
I've seen people
and
living in New
houses
York
come
in very small
all
apartments.
different sizes. But yeah, I'll agree that the typical American home is pretty big and spacious compared to other countries.
Wow.
Where the average square footage for European houses is about 1,500 feet. It's 2,700 feet in the US. I guess the numbers don't lie. Number 2, a room for everything. To fill our giant houses, we've got a room for pretty much anything you can imagine. If you can count closets as tiny rooms, and they kind of are when you think about it, every American home has multiples of those.
Wow.
There are closets for clothes in each bedroom, usually one near the front door for coats and shoes, one in the bathroom or hallway for towels, one in the kitchen in the form of a pantry, Yep, we love storage space that's built into the house.
This might
Those
be
big
reserved
wardrobes
to
you
rich
might get from
households only.
IKEA aren't really a thing here. Number 3, huge personal washers and dryers. Speaking of rooms, there's also usually one just for doing laundry. Also, most Americans have both a washer and a separate dryer.
Oh.
And they tend to be big too. My European friends tell me that their washer is in the kitchen or bathroom, and they hang their clothes to dry. But again, I'm sure it comes down to the issue of space. Still, even if a person in the US doesn't have their own, they just go down to the laundromat to use the machines there. You won't see many Americans hand washing their clothes or hanging them to dry. I mean, who has time for that? 4, basements. And here's yet another way to have plenty of storage space. Or, of course, if you're in the Midwest, basements serve as a shelter when a tornado hits. But besides storage and tornado safety, a lot of American homes have gorgeous finished basements that serve as another living space.
Wow.
It might be in the form
We have
of a
seen it
guest
in
room
John Wick.
or a recreational area to hang out in.
John Wick's house was
5,
so good.
the abandoned dining room. And there are some rooms that we don't even use at all. Okay, maybe this just applies to my family, but we never use the dining room.
Why?
It's there. We have a beautiful dining table, but we always just take our dinner to the living room and watch TV while we eat.
Even Indians
Dinner and a
do so.
movie. 6, serious about fire safety. More specifically, I'm talking about having multiple smoke alarms throughout the house. I personally have one in the kitchen, another in the hallway, and one in each bedroom. That's what the National Fire Protection Association recommends. And I'm probably not alone in following their guidelines to a T.
Wow.
Fire safety is taken so seriously in the States that landlords can get in big trouble if they don't immediately fix a non-working smoke alarm for their tenants. And perhaps it's for fire safety or just a convenience thing. But I've always had an electric stove in any house I've lived in. Gas stoves aren't as popular as they are elsewhere in the world.
Oh, really?
7,
In India, gas stoves
wall-to-wall
are the main.
carpeting. This point will often depend on how old a house is, because a lot of the old ones have wooden floors. But most homes, especially the newer ones, have wall-to-wall carpeting in every room. Well, not the kitchen or bathroom, of course, but everywhere else, it's carpeted.
Why?
Is this really just an American thing?
Yes.
If you're from another country, you'll have to let me know down below.
I guess no, I've seen it
8,
with cartoons.
how low can you go? Now, my European friends find my toilet quite fascinating and mildly confusing. I guess toilets in the US sit lower than the ones in Europe do.
Oh.
It's not because we're necessarily shorter or that it's more comfortable for us. Low-sitting toilets actually serve a purpose.
What?
Being closer to the ground is a healthier and more natural way to, do your numbers. Before we
Really?
even had commodes, our caveman ancestors squatted on the ground. So, just trying to keep it all natural over here. And, well, civilized too, of course. 9, toilet bowls full of water. You didn't think I was done talking about toilets, did you? Okay, one more toilet fact for the day. In the US, they're full of water. On his
In
first
India
visit
too.
to the States, one of my friends actually thought my toilet was clogged. Nope, all that water is totally normal and serves several purposes as well.
Like fully
First of
complete
all,
with
it
water.
keeps the bowl from getting too dirty and staining the porcelain. That way, we don't have to use the brush as often. It also minimizes smells. But there is a downside of more splashing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I think you do. 10, one faucet to rule them all.
Does it make sense?
I haven't done a lot of traveling, but I have been to the UK, and I was flabbergasted by the separate faucets in the bathroom. How do you guys use those anyways? I have to wash my hands under scalding hot or freezing cold water separately. Jump back and forth between the two? In the US, sinks always have just one faucet, and you can customize the temperature of the water however you like. Now, as for getting that perfect temperature when you're taking a shower, don't even get me started on that. 11, crank up the AC. Yeah, most of us leave the AC running all through the summer instead of opening a window or using a fan.
Oh
Probably
my
not the
God.
most cost-efficient solution,
Yes.
especially in a big house, but it just feels so nice. The same goes for cranking the heat up in the winter. You won't see many radiators in the US. 12. Wearing shoes inside. Most of the world has a pretty strict
Inside the
policy
house.
about taking your shoes off at the front
Yeah,
door.
in India it's outside.
But that's not really the case here. Most families are totally okay with wearing shoes inside around the house, as long as they're not muddy or anything. Sure, there are those American families that don't do it. So, if you're ever in the States, it's customary to ask if you need to take your shoes off at the front door. Most of the time, the answer will be, nah, you're fine. 13.
They'll surely do that.
Switchless sockets. Now, apparently in Europe, you have a switch to either allow the power to flow by turning a button on or cutting it by switching it off.
Yes.
In America, you don't have this option. And that's most likely because of the fact that we have a lower voltage running through our sockets. So the risk of shocking yourself when you unplug something without turning the socket off first isn't as high.
Okay.
14. No tea kettle in the kitchen. The US is mostly a coffee drinking country, so we don't really use tea kettles. And if you're thinking, well, what about a kettle to boil water for instant coffee?
Yeah.
The answer to that, my friend, is that most homes have a coffee maker to brew it fresh.
Wow.
15. Garbage disposals. Ah, yes, the convenience of rinsing your plate right in the sink, flipping the switch, and sending all that ground up food down the drain. Garbage disposals are a lot more common in the States. In fact, over 50% of American homes have one. I imagine it comes down to better sanitation and avoiding raunchy smells coming from your trash can.
Yes.
16. Flags everywhere. Americans really do love to display the old Star-Spangled Banner, so most homes here have at least one hanging outside the house. But it's not just our national flag we like to hoist. A lot of people have a flag with their favorite football team or the college they went to on it.
Wow.
What can I say? We like flags. 17. Pristine lawns.
Oh,
And
nice.
finally, surrounding that big house full of rooms, closets, carpet, and weird sockets, we have our beautiful lawns. Okay, the perfect pristine kind are usually only found in the suburbs.
In
But
the rich
in
households.
general, Americans like to take care of their yard. Plus, most neighborhoods have rules about it. Even if you don't want to, you often have to keep your lawn mowed and free of leaves or clutter.
Wow.
Everything's gotta look nice and clean.
This was an amazing video really, and you know, some of the things even we can relate to, even Indians do that. But yeah, I like two things a lot. The one is the utensils were automatically, you know, the garbage was throwing away, and you have those system in your kitchen while washing dishes or while doing that stuff, the garbage left over in the utensils, that automatically goes away. So that's a very nice thing. Like, you don't have to, you know, do your hands in that, and you don't have to do it yourself. It automatically gets done. So that's a good thing. And another thing was when I heard about that carpet thing, that wall to wall carpet in full house, like except bathroom and kitchen, of course. So that thing I have seen in a cartoon Shinchan. You know, I was watching an episode, and her mother, his mother was taking off the carpet from the, you know, floor, and at first I thought that okay, that is their floor, but no, it was their full carpet. And in that episode I realized they use full carpet, and I guess that cartoon is of Japan. I guess.
Yeah, and also
So-
the thing is, like, does that make it easy to clean? I don't think so.
Yeah,
Because
I
then
think
we can easily use vacuum cleaner on
vacuum
it.
cleaner, yes, they use vacuum cleaner on the carpet only.
So I think so it makes them easy to like move around and work around.
Yeah, but there was also some weird things like the socket, like you do not have switches, and then the gas thing, you like we have also seen that you people only have electric gas on your home, but it is now also in India, but we are not so much used to it. There are gas stoves in a lot of homes over here. But yeah, the video was interesting to know.
Yeah, one of the strangest things was the faucet one, because like you have only one faucet for hot and cold water. In India, mostly like even there are some premium hotels where you can go and visit, and there is like one faucet for it, and you have cold and hot water, right? But mostly hotels have like, and mostly homes also have like one or two two faucets, for one for cold and one for hot. And also there are other two kinds of faucets too, like one for good water, regular water, and one for bad water, or you can say salty water. Like in India it is say meetha pani and khara pani. So those are the two faucets that also you can find in Indian homes also. And one other thing was the toilet seat height. Like the toilet is very down below, and he gave the explanation like we like to go down, and we like to he said that our previous ancestor used to like squat. And India also there is Indian toilets, and many people still squat. And in India we have both kind of toilets. We have Indian toilets also where people squat, and we have Western toilets also. So like normally in Indian homes at this point of time people prefer Western toilets only, but yeah, Indian toilets also are a big thing. And also the water level, that was way too high, man.
Oh really?
Yeah, because we do have, of course there is always water in that toilet, but the thing is it is down to the bottom, or just there is some water only, not completely filled the way he was showing. I don't think so it is actual in America. Do let us know in the comment section below. I think so it is just for showing us that okay, there is consistently water inside there, because then how can you poo, and if you poo and it is like the water is splashing, it is like holy in India. That is the way you will feel. So this was very interesting video to know. We got to know a lot of things that are very, very different in America. That is the thing that happens when you go to a new country. You get to follow new things, meet new people. So that is how things work. So how did you guys find this video? Do let us know in the comment section below. So do like, share, and
subscribe to our channel. Bye.